Vortex. I'm on my way to pick up my friend Ronnit. We're gonna go do some laundry, and then I'm probably gonna offend some people tonight. I haven't done stand-up in about 2 weeks. I injured my back pretty bad. It's still fucked up, but at least we can stand and walk and all that shit. And I worked 2 doubles yesterday, which I probably shouldn't have considering, but since I missed a whole week of work, and it's not like I can get workman's comp because there's no way in hell I can pass a drug test. So, I wouldn't have applied for it anyway because it's my fault that shit happened. It's not like they were asking me to do something outrageous. I was literally just bending down to put up some baskets, and I pulled a muscle, and the next day, like, I couldn't even walk because I was in so much pain. So that's not my job's fault. But I missed the last 2 weeks of the East Room because I try to go. I've been pretty consistent about it. I'm sure you've noticed. Because a couple of years ago, I did more stand-up comedy than I've ever done in my entire life. And I was doing it like 3 times a week because there were certain mics that I would hit up pretty much every week. And I was guaranteed to get on because it wasn't like bucket spots where like you put your name in a bucket and if you get drawn you get to go up. I used to rationalize not going with the whole, I don't want to waste gas and I don't want to waste my time, but it's like, it's not a waste of time. It is a little bit of a waste of gas, but it's not a waste of time because you still get the experience and you're still forcing yourself out of the house. So regardless of what happens, like, it's not a waste. And if I can look at everything from that perspective, I'm never a victim and I'm never wrong, Because if you see the opportunity of every single day, if you see that you can learn from your experience, it doesn't matter what your experience is. If you're a student of life, then you're always going to get something out of it. It doesn't matter if you enjoy it. The purpose of life isn't to enjoy it. The purpose of life is to learn. A lot of lessons aren't fun to learn. A lot of lessons are very painful. I would say most of them, really. If not all of them. Because even gratitude will like make you cry, it'll make you weepy and shit. And any time that you have to encounter the general public, they're just going to assume that the reason why you're crying is something bad because they're so dumb. They're just emotionally unintelligent. When I say stupid, I just mean emotionally unintelligent. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you a lot of sums, okay? Let me tell you everything. Emotionally unintelligent people shouldn't be allowed the same rights as emotionally intelligent people. The reason why our country is screwed up, I live in America, by the way, in case you don't know, the reason why America's screwed up, or the reason why society is screwed up, is because emotionally intelligent people are treated like equals, but they're not equal because they're not willing to do the work. Shadow work is essential to living a decent life, and if you're not willing to do that, then you shouldn't be allowed to vote, okay? Now, I don't believe in voting anyway. I think that everything's controlled, so there's really no point in voting. But if I were to believe in voting, I would say that only the people that have self-awareness should be allowed to vote. Because if you have self-awareness, you're more likely to have world awareness. And you're more likely to ask questions. You're more likely to give a shit about things that don't affect you, at least not right away. Because you'll see that eventually they probably will affect you, and that shouldn't be the way that you look at things. Like, if there's a policy that negatively impacts people, you should care about that. Like, you shouldn't not care about something all because it's not affecting you right now. I'm sorry, was that too much empathy for you? A lot of people don't like empathy. Well, they think it's a weakness. And I can understand why they think that. Because, you know, for people that want to stay angry and bitter, and don't get me wrong, I mean, there's a lot of stuff that pisses me off, and, you know, I'm still bitter about a lot of things. But I don't stay in that mindset. It's just something that I go in and out of. It's okay. It's called being a human being. You have negative emotions sometimes. That means that you're experiencing the full spectrum of life. And I think for a lot of people that experience negative emotions, they don't want to experience those negative emotions. And so they think, oh, well, if we vote for these people, or if we don't acknowledge like certain aspects of reality, then those aspects of reality will go away and we'll be happier. But that's silly. But that's why the Democrats are like a joke, okay? Because I saw like the stuff that they were saying about that bot. They call her Kamala, but she's a robot, and she was so obviously a robot, it's not even funny. And I saw like part of her like campaign slogan was like, vote Kamala to restore joy. If you need a president to restore your joy, you really should self-evaluate a lot more. You know, if you're looking to a president to change your perspective on everything, I would say that the problem is probably you. Okay? Oh, okay. Ronnit texted me. I'll give you a little hint on how to restore your joy. You can stop staring at a screen all the time, and you can find things that satisfy you that don't involve distracting yourself or escaping. And what's interesting about the phones is that sometimes it's an escape, but it's like if you're using it to go on websites where you can just obsess about the world and how fucked up it is, like I don't understand that. I do not get the society that we're living in at all, dude. It's just such a fucking joke. Like the fact that people complain about all the stuff that they complain about, and they don't take into account the fact that they're using a phone to just stay depressed. I think that there's something to do with the screen. Like when you stare at the screen, it just like sucks out your awareness. So that's why I say it's really weird, because it's like this escape, but it's like this escape back into the world, you know? So it's an escape into like a psyop, essentially. I don't know, I just sound schizophrenic. Like the more I talk, I'm like, you sound fucking nuts. Which is fine. I'll take it!